So last week she was telling us, man, she was keeping one hell of a secret. Like she knew her husband was having this crazy, crazy affair and hadn't even brought it up to him yet.
Yeah, so one day she noticed that her husband was on a laptop and she had some suspicions that something might have been going on. So she peeped over his shoulder, and because he didn't have the greatest typing skills, the 2-finger typing, she was able to get his password. And then she used his password, logged on, and unfortunately found out that her husband was texting back and forth with a mutual friend of theirs, in which they'd exchanged hundreds of messages about a lot of things, such as meeting during the daytime when they were supposed to be at work. So she took a screenshot of all these messages and she kept it to herself, and she wasn't sure what to do with the information. She hadn't spoken to her husband yet. She was thinking maybe she should do that, or maybe she should go to the mutual friend, or maybe even go to the mutual friend's husband and expose everything, which I believe is what she intended to do, and that's what she did. So she sent an email to the mutual friend's husband, and with all of the screenshots that she had, but she didn't get a response yet, and it was bothering her. She was anxious about it. She couldn't really sleep at night, but she didn't regret it. She felt like that's what I needed to do, and that's what she did, and we are going to get an update as to what happened after that.
I keep defaulting back to her opening up that Facebook and just reading those text messages between her husband and that other woman and how like graphic they were. I would throw up on my keyboard, and she's keeping it a secret. It's amazing to me.
That takes some intestinal fortitude, to say the least, to be able to hold on to that, to figure out what your plan of action is going to be without anybody being any the wiser.
Well,
or either that or he's just really stupid and does not pick up on signs.
I mean, wouldn't you know, like, you know Bart so well. You know your husband so well. You've been with him for 15 years. He doesn't have to say anything to you for you to know something is up, right?
Yeah, same for him with me.
Yeah, same way, right? Nothing, I'm fine. No, you're not. I can see it, man. All right, so here is the email update that she gave us this morning. She says, well, I don't know what's going on. Excuse me. Honestly, I think I'm in disbelief that this is my life. I finally fell asleep after sending my email and woke up the next morning to my husband packing a bag to leave. I asked what he was doing, and he refused to speak to me. I could tell that he was crying. He finally spoke up and said that he was sorry. He said he didn't want me to find out, and it was something he was trying to stop. Then he told me I should have never emailed her husband. He said that we should have handled our problems together and not involve outside parties.
Well, you should have thought about that before you involved the outside party.
Yeah, he's not really allowed to make the rules at that point.
No.
She says, I laughed and explained that.
Oh.
I think it was more like the evil laugh, like I'm about to cut off your unit. I laughed and explained that he was the one that involved outside parties. I told him that I have no regrets about telling her husband, and I asked what happened when he found out. I was not expecting what I found out. Apparently, my email to her husband was pointless. He already knew all about it and was fine with it. I guess they have some type of open marriage. The only thing my email did was expose the fact that we didn't have an open marriage. It would seem that he lied and told them that we have an open marriage as long as the other doesn't have to hear about it.
And that's how he kept them silent.
So they thought I was fine with it as long as nobody told me anything. That could not be further from the truth, she writes. So now his relationship is over, and he is begging me to forgive him. I just don't know if it's even possible to forgive and definitely not forget. Can a marriage recover from this? I just don't see how it is possible to ever have a marriage from this point forward. Is there anybody listening that's been in this dark a place in your marriage, and we would be utterly shocked that it actually bounced back? 1-855-BERT-SHOW.
I mean, this was forever ago, but we took phone calls of people who said the affair made their marriage stronger. Mm-hmm. And those, believe it or not, exist. But I would have to believe that if an affair makes your marriage stronger, there was a lot of work that went into getting over that affair and getting to a place where the two of you could trust again. And when I say trust again, it's never going to be 100% trust. I just don't think that's attainable after something like this.
I've said this before, that I wish I had the reservoir of forgiveness to be a person that could stay in a relationship like this, I think I would really try. I think once you make a commitment to somebody, you got to go all in on it. So I think I'd go to therapy. I think I'd try. But knowing myself, I don't think my heart could be open to that ever again. I think that door would probably be closed.
Yeah, I know personally there's no way I could do it. And to me, this is a perfect example of you're not actually sorry. You're just sorry you got caught. Because for him to be in there packing and then not speaking to her as if she did something wrong, you're not owning up to exactly what you did. That's not the way he should have handled it to me. So I don't know that he's genuinely sorry for what he did to her as much as he's just sorry that now his situation is exposed.
Yeah, it's like a whole pack of lies that she would have to get through also. So not only did you lie to me, but you lied to the other family, so they thought it was okay also. Hey, Mary, good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Hi.
Hello.
Now, caught my husband cheating for 3 years with the same person. We're still together. However, it's not the same. It'll never be the same, and the trust will never be what it was. There is always, if he's working late or if he's having a conversation that I feel like he walked out of the room with, there's always that doubt of what is he really doing, always in the back of my mind.
And yet leaving the marriage is not an option for you.
Well, my son will graduate in 2 years. It'll be different when there's not the child in the house. I know that sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't.
It's just the way you're handling things. It's not crazy. So in 2 years, I mean, you're pretty much thinking you've got 1 foot out the door right now. That door is just open for 2 years.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's some strength.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people that went through. Look, I did that for a while. Also. Got 2 kids.
Yeah.
And you're just trying to make it work and make it work. I never had like my eye on like a deadline day, but you're just doing everything you can, right? God, it's painful even to talk about now. It really is. Yeah. Hey, Amanda, good morning. You're on the Bert Show.
Hey, good morning.
Morning. Okay, so you have been in a position like this before where you were so betrayed. So betrayed.
Yes, definitely. My husband slept with someone about 3 weeks after we found out we were pregnant. It was definitely a hard pregnancy to go through, but we ended up being so much stronger getting through it. We did marriage counseling, and we now have 2 kids. It's been 2.5 years since that happened, and we have a much stronger marriage and a much more open communication now.
So there it is. So it can happen. All right. Thanks for calling, Amanda.
You're welcome. Thanks. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you too.
Love you too.
So it's possible. I mean, that kind of deep hurt, man, that would be tough. That would be really, really tough.
Yeah, it's an uphill battle. There's no doubt about that.
And when there are kids involved, man, it does change things. You try and try and try and try. So good luck with them. I wouldn't make any like decisions right now. She sounds like she's trying to figure it all like right now. No way. Way too emotional right now, right?
The Bert Show.
So first, thanks for watching. Second, you like what you just watched? That just scratches the surface. Get the Bert Show on any podcast platform. We're so good.